Uh, with that thought, uh, okay, just one moment. With that thought, when we look at each child, when we kind of think about, uh, we realize that they, if they want to be if they want to live and learn, and they are the same things, then it's makes much more sense to get them to lead their life, because it's their life. So then they have to lead their learning, and they lead their doing, and so on. And not just lead in terms of what they want to do, but how they want to do, how much they want to do, how well they want to do, even in terms of charting their professional journey, how I want to become professional, in which field I want to, or fields I want to become professional, and so on. So the whole thing is kind of led by the child. So in that sense, open learning is about, uh, I would say, allowing the child to continue being responsible for his or her learning. Why I'm using the word continue is because I think they are born leaders. They, when look at a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, they're all the time kind of leading their learning. They're, touching, fondling, picking, throwing, everything. So they learn a mother tongue on their own. So it's kind of, they're very responsible for their learning. We just allow them to take that responsibility forward. So I think that's what open learning is all about. Yeah, in terms of progression, as we said, at a very younger age, it's more about exposing them. As they grow older, they start exploring the areas in which they are interested. As they grow even older, typically towards the younger teens and older teens years, they start getting into one or two areas, and getting expertise in that area. And then they turn professional and see how they want to, uh, establish themselves in the enterprise state. So that's how we look at the open learning progression. Now, what is Aarohi? Because open learning by itself, a family can do just by themselves, and there are many families doing open learning across the country, other than the world. But what we like is this whole thing of coming together, supporting each other, kind of co-living together. By living, I don't mean we need to physically live together, but kind of help each other, support each other, do things with each other. And that's what Aarohi community is actually all about. So there are multiple options in which way people interact. One is obviously from home, things like Zoom, and we have a Discord server and so on, help us being connected. So families are all over the country, in fact, even some from Dubai and all, and they connect. We all connect with each other almost on a daily basis, and a lot of action happens on a daily, weekly basis using technology from our homes. Also, families who would like to be at the campus, they can be at the campus. So campus is one space. Obviously, we also feel that other families' homes and the whole world is our campus. So that's another way to look at it, that we can travel anywhere, we can go anywhere. Yeah, but Aarohi has a campus where people can come, and families can come and stay, children can come and stay, adults can come and stay. So it's a very open, very informal kind of a thing. A lot is driven by the child and the family, and yeah, everybody. So it's like a family kind of driving their own journey. Yeah. So I think that's kind of good enough to start with. Oh, and while I was making presentations, some more people have joined in. So that's nice. Good. So let's take it from there. Some of you might have heard a little bit of what I shared, but we can start with questions, thoughts. More people can come on video. No more presentations. We will just discuss. Just let me also remind you, so 5 to 6, we are kind of just exploring open learning. And at 6 to 7, that 1 hour we have kept specifically for the older age group, where they move from their passions, or rather find their passions and move into profession. That's what we call as Coversity. So that's 6 to 7. In that we have Ashwati, who is, I think, 18, 19, I'm forgetting her age, somewhere around that, 18, 19, 20, somewhere. She would be sharing her journey, her passion and profession and whatever she has done. So if you would like to meet an open learner and an open learning family, that you can hang around, and after 6, we'll interact with her, and we'll talk more about the professional side of the open learning. So open learning is not limited to any age, as Dwiji was saying in his introduction. He has been an open learner since his childhood. So we continue to be the open learners. Yeah. So your thoughts, your questions, anything related to open learning, unschooling, homeschooling, anything related to Aarohi, you're most welcome. Yeah, and we love to have visual connect with more people. So do use your video camera for our benefit. Okay, Bhumija is asking, elaborate on the exposure part. If you, okay. What exactly would you like me to elaborate? I think if you ask me, the younger children, they seek exposure automatically. They are like voracious seekers, right? They would go out, anybody comes in, they will ask who it is, how it is. They may even open a bag of some visitor and see what's inside. So they are getting themselves exposed to all kinds of things. And in today's world where there is like media everywhere, there is so much travel that all of us do. Yeah, travel becomes a big exposure. Media obviously is a big exposure. I think there's exposure everywhere. So I don't mean, obviously you would also expose the child automatically to whatever you like doing. If you like baking cookies, the child will automatically get exposed to baking cookies. And automatically as children grow, they will also seek a different, some children like to be more outdoors, some children like to work more with hands, some children. So they will start showing where they would like to get more exposed to. But I guess there is no limit to exposure. So I don't know if you have more specific question you can ask. Yeah, so the floor is open. Please go ahead. This is a very informal meetup for people coming for the first time. You have to initiate discussion, questions. It's really led by you because it's trying to also fulfill whatever your needs or thoughts or wants are. Okay. Shilpa is saying, so when people are at work, who takes care of the kid? And her daughter is 2.5. Right. So I guess that question would be applicable irrespective of what kind of education and learning you are thinking of. When the child is young and you are working, which so many people are, you still have to figure out what will the child, who will be the caregiver, I would say, when the child is at home, whether the child goes anywhere or whether the child stays at home the whole day. By itself, that doesn't make any difference. So it could be a grandparent, it could be you working from home, it could be a combination of things. It could be, yeah. So I think it's really up to you how you look at your
hello, can I speak also, or do I have
please,
to just
please. No, no,
message?
no, no, no. In fact, chat is not at all preferable. Please speak. Please come on video. We
Hello,
want to see how people look. Yes, in the sense,
am I
make a
allowed
visual
to
connect.
speak, or should I just message, sir? Sorry,
No, no.
sorry to
Please,
bother.
please speak. Please speak, and please come on
Yeah.
the video. It should be like a meetup. We don't want to use chat at all.
Yeah. Hi. So, good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Shilpa, and I'm from Delhi. And regarding open schooling and homeschooling, as well as unschooling, all the three concepts that we really look forward to, I'm really interested in exploring this journey, and I have been doing it since day one with my daughter. But the biggest issue I'm facing, maybe I couldn't elaborate it well on the message, is that how like if I join work, I'm in a nuclear family. I stay only with my husband. There's no one else who stays with us. So in that case, at least when she goes home, when she goes to school, I get the time to go. But now if she stays at home, then how do I manage work with that entire setup. So how, like, I have seen people sharing some routines with their child, something in a routine. I understand that it's very child specific, whatever the child leads us to. Like, she's the one who always leads me. She loves fashion, she loves beauty, she loves cooking, things which I have not exposed to her, but she is the one who's picked it up from whatever she sees me doing, or whatever she sees the family doing. Very honestly, if I put a car in front of her, or if I put a beauty kit in front of her, she'll always choose the beauty kit and she will explore everything that's possible. So I grow that learning by giving her my kit as well. I'm just giving you one example. Uh, but then if I will not be available and at home there will be a nanny or a help to take care, then how do I channelize? How do I help in that happening? So I'm just little clueless. If you can put a little more light on that, do I need to like plan something if I'm not available for 5 hours or 6 hours? Or if I am like, as long as she is with me, okay, I can do that. But then, or with my husband, or then how do I plan that? If you can put little more light on that, and that's my question. Sorry if I came across as anything abrupt or.
Not at all, Shilpa, not at all.
Thank you.
And your question is not at all strange. It's a very common question. And I'm glad that you are thinking about it. Yeah. Okay. Would anybody like to respond to that? Anybody has been through that? How have you done it? Because I don't think, Shilpa, there is one answer to that. Every family would have done it in their own way. That too, over a period of time, they would have tried some 100 million things, I'm sure. So irrespective of the age of the child, whether the child is 2.5 or even 15, it doesn't matter. We are always trying to make the best permutation combination work for all of us in the family. So just inviting others, there are what, oh wow, 18 people here. So please go ahead, share. This is a meetup. This is not a, what should I say? We don't do a webinar, we do a meetup. So people share, please. If you got the
Shilpa,
question.
if I just try
Yeah,
to
Pranav.
try and attempt to speak too long now. He's 10, so 2 years is far away. But Shilpa, I think it as we say, even in the today's message, we say open learning and everything is about family. So this is about how, as a family, you
Yeah.
all decide, and everybody has a constraint. Like we all have challenges, we all have our constraints, limitations. So how we move around or work around those constraints, it's up to each family to decide. There is no standard specific for what you are allowed. So it's for you to decide as a family. How do you want to take care of your child? Who would take care of your child? Whether daycare is an option, or maybe as you said, only reason for you to probably send her to preschool would be just to take care. Otherwise, there is no other objective that you see here.
Yes,
So
yes,
there
yes.
would be options, I'm sure, and that you will have to figure out in your neighborhood and as a family. Uh, so say for me, my family, it was one of us were working, one of the parent left job and decided to take care of the child. It is, but doesn't necessarily mean that every parent has to do that. So it's purely your choice and purely your way of doing it as a family. And when I say family, it's not only you and your husband, maybe your extended family, as in grandparents and everybody involved, and neighbors or whoever.
Yes.
So I don't know if we gave you I gave you any answer here, but uh, uh, that's how it is.
Okay. No. Thank you. This has been a good insight. I'm really grateful for this.
Yeah, Shilpa, I would approach this a little differently. See, we are anyway limited with just 24 hours in a day, right? So that's one limitation we are always working with. And we are limited with whatever other infrastructure we have access to, right? We don't have infinite resources, right? So we are limited in time, we have limited in resources. Then we do find some solutions, right? So whether it is for how we spend our own time, what we work on, what we decide to do, what we don't decide to do, right? Um, so we invariably make our plans based on what resources we have, what constraints we have,
Right.
right? And the whole idea of open learning is not that there is one path or one formula in which you can achieve enlightenment,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So
Right.
um, so do your thing. If it means that let's say that you're working 3 times a week or you're working daily, but then you are sitting with your child in the morning and evening and co-creating their days and also sharing about your own journeys and your own plans, your own constraints, right? Because
Yeah.
one of the things that we often feel is that open learning is for the child. And like Ratnesh was saying, if you caught it in the intro, that's not the way we look at it.
Yeah.
We are
Right. Right.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
given
co-learning.
that,
That's what you mentioned. Yeah. We also learn when they learn. Yeah.
not just that as we go through our learning journey, they can see us going through that.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Right.
Just
Yeah.
the same way that they see us walking, they see us eating in a particular way, right? Or maybe like the example you showed, right? She's seen somebody doing makeup and playing around with colors, and she's picked it up somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry,
Right.
I assume
Right.
that it's a girl, but
Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that do your own planning, do your own learning journey, right? and,
Right.
and slowly they will do it themselves too. So
Yeah.
the idea of open learning is not a particular path, a particular recipe, but rather making your own recipe.
Agreed. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So find your path, I would say.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just
Also,
a small
yeah.
quick thing.
Go ahead,
In my
Vijay.
case, both my wife and I, we work with people. So it was very natural for us to take Ibani, our daughter, off out of school because we would like her to travel and meet people and all that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would take her with me to places I work with. I work with machines and farming and agriculture and stuff. And my wife works with people and food and technology, and mostly around food and technology and history. Actually, more than technology, she works on history. So Ibu is really into history and culture and not so much into languages, which both she and my wife and I are very into about. But
Hmm.
for about what 8 years now, she hasn't gone to a institution, and yeah, now she's at the age where she's like, "When are you guys going out? Leave me alone." It's been so for about 3 years now. So yeah.
Honestly, before others give me their opinion, I am so grateful because I just want to share something myself. I have been a part of the institutionalized education concept since last 14 years. I have done my PhD also from an institutionalized setup, and I have been at both ends, one at the receiving end as a student and one as the giving end as a teacher. In both the journeys I didn't find meaning somehow or the other, and that is the this quest of finding meaning in learning, has made me so attracted towards this whole idea. Because since my daughter is born last 2 years, so now she is going to turn half in July. I have been exploring things with her because right now I am work from home person, like work from home in the sense I'm completely no work person. I left my job post COVID, and I have seen the beauty of doing it, and the sense of achievement in both directions, not only from the giving perspective but also from the receiving perspective, is immense. My whole idea about education, the journey of learning, has changed a lot, and I really want to explore this deeper and deeper. And all the insights that I have got from you people is wonderful, and the fact that everybody of you, at least the two of you who spoke to me, have guided me that we have to work on the obstacles that we have in way. I think I now after at least getting two opinions, I am at least this much confident that if I will move ahead on this path, I know I will be able to tread somewhere because of my personal comms,
Yeah.
at least. Sorry, yeah.
So
I'm
just
sorry
to
to say
add,
that.
Shilpa,
Yeah,
in open learning, there are no obstacles.
yeah.
What you are calling is obstacles, we call it curriculum. Right?
Okay.
Every problem, every situation that happens, whether it happens to an individual or the family, is a way to understand life, to understand ourselves, and to learn. Right?
Hmm.
So that's the
Right,
beauty of
right.
it. So whichever situation you are in today, in terms of your needs and wants, and so look at that as not as a problem which need to be solved, but as an opportunity which will throw up so many more learning options and opportunities for both you and the child. So,
Beautiful.
so, so invite this whole constraint and say, wow, now I can, now we all together will see how we swim this new sea and learn
Yeah,
swimming in the way. Right. So that's
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
idea, irrespective of the child's age, whether the child is 2.5 or 12.5 or 25. Right? The idea
Yeah,
is that every challenge is beautiful, because that's what really makes us uh, and develops us and grows us and also enjoys us. If there's no masala in life, then
mm,
what's the point in life, right? So the challenges are the masala.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Right. So there are more people today, quite a big group. So please go ahead. You have to lead the conversation by asking either a question or sharing a thought. Um, and if possible, I'm really missing more people on video today. It's just I have to only see Pranav and Vijay. Anyway, I see every week. Not that I mind that, but we would love to connect with more people. So please come, share, talk, whatever are your thoughts.
Hello, if I may, as as an 18-year-old girl, and I've been, बचपन से school में syllabus, curriculum, and everything. And for me, the idea of open learning is quite new. Me personally, I don't really know what open learning is, and I don't really have an idea of exactly what homeschooling is either. So if you could please tell me what works, in open learning.
So can I put it this way? Can I say that you are not new to open learning, just that the term has not been given. Okay. So at any moment in your day, week, month, year, when you decide what you want to do, that's open learning. I'm sure you do that a lot, not just as part of your day, but part of your weekends and part of a lot of other parts of our life. When you are deciding, hey, this is what I want to do, and you go ahead and do that. That is open learning. So it's not new to you. All of us are open learners in some sense. The proportion of time or whatever might differ. We are open learners because we are kind of whole day, week, month, we are deciding what we want to do, or year, whatever. So that's very briefly. So please don't feel that you are an alien here. You are used to, you were born open learner. First few years though, you were all out. I'm sure all of us were all out doing whatever we felt like doing. So yeah. So I don't need to say welcome to open learning. I would say you're already an open learner. Now just see if that is what you want to do more. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
yes, yeah. Okay.
Pranav, are you speaking to us? You're on mute. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bhumia, just to try and make it a bit more specific to your question, because at times, Ratnesh, the thing is, like in open learning, the idea is about not following any particular external curriculum or something which is driven by others. It is the person who wants to learn or who wants to do something. That person drives the whole process, and how and what and how much do you want to spend on something? It's up to you to decide, and the method and the way, it's up to you. So that's what I think the open learning is about. It's a broadly the definition, if you can call it. However, there is no fixed definition, but yeah, that's what I'm just trying to explain here. Since you asked what is homeschooling and what is unschooling, so
I
it's
mean,
about you. Yeah.
if one fine day I just wake up and I decide कि नहीं आज से मुझे sculpting सीखनी है
Huh.
or something like that. So is
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely,
how it?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, if that drives you, that's what you is. And it's not necessary that you end up being a sculptor. It's like you did it for a day, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and someday you find it like you want to try something else that you can do. So to be more specific in terms of your thing, probably 6 to 7 time slot will help you further. Where we are discussing coversity. So just stay back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Hey, hi, this is Santosh.
Yeah, hi Santosh.
What I wanted to know is like, my son is like around 3 years of age. We are into this open learning, meaning we are not gone to any institutions. But our concern is whether we are doing it right or whatever we are doing, right? We don't know whether we are doing it right or wrong. Can you give some help here?
And isn't that beautiful, Santosh? That you don't know what is right or wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is back of the mind whether I'm spoiling him his time or that way.
Yeah. But I just want you to pause and say, isn't that beautiful that we don't know what we are doing is right or wrong? Because if we are away from right and wrongs, if we're not trying to confirm or stick to one specific recipe, as Pranav was saying, there's so many recipes to explore. So the moment we leave, I see you are in a car, so leave right and wrong behind and drive away in your in your life, however you want to drive, wherever you and your child want to go. And it's various permutations, combinations. And which is why in open learning, one of the key thing is reflection. On a daily basis, weekly basis, we sit together and kind of reflect back. Hey, how was the day? How was the week? Not to say it was right or wrong, but to see, hey, this is how we did. Let's say I lived today, and what is it I would like to change tomorrow? What is it like I would like to add? What is it I would like to remove, and so on. So this reflection becomes a major part of it, which leads me to kind of plan my next day or next week or next month. And yeah, maybe when children are very young, maybe they will not reflect so much. They may just say, I liked something or I did not like something. But as parents, we can reflect about how the day was and how it is. Is it helping us as a family, or is it not helping us, and then make changes. So that's the way I would look at it.
Okay, yeah. So I see. Like now, like we are looking at this like as an exploration stage, right? Whether whatever we are exposing him, whether we are exposing him to all right kind of, not right kind of things, whether all the required kind of things. Because now we take him all along with all our activities. Like my wife, whatever she does, right? She takes him wherever she goes. Wherever I go in the evening, I take him. So only that we are doing, nothing specific more than that. So we are like whether we are doing it right or meaning are we giving him his right exposure? It's
What
always
better exposure, mom and dad? What else do the child need, right? At that age, I would say that's an amazing exposure.
but daily it is becoming the same thing he's going through, right? Like our routines are like almost same. So he's going through it every day, the same thing, and he's not getting different kinds of exposure.
Oh, don't worry, he will drive you mad in many different ways in the rest of your life. He would say, I want this, I want that. So each will come. Let him lead. That's the whole idea. They will come with their needs. I want to do this and I want to do that. And like some Shilpa was sharing, I want to work with the beauty kit, or I want to play outside. I want to climb a tree. So his own needs or his uh, drivers will come forward automatically, right? We don't need to pack him up with all learnings that we think is important. There is no need of that. And if you feel like packing up something, please pack up. I mean, that's your choice. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong or right about those choices, is what I'm saying.
Santosh, if I may just add, sorry, Ratnesh.
Yeah,
I
Pranav.
saw your child's need of your attention right now, and he didn't bother about whether it is right or wrong. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, the child knows what the child wants. So basically, the child will drive himself. If he needs your attention, he'll seek your attention. Abhi usko there is no farak. Usko farak nahi pad raha. Now his hands are up. He's enjoying himself. So that's how the child is. So we think so many things about how and what we should be doing, but the child is clear about what he or she wants. and whatever as a parent best you can do, you just have to do that. That's nothing perfect, or there is no right or wrong here.
Okay.
Feel
Okay.
celebrate, just celebrate the time that you have with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Ratnesh. Thank
Can
you.
I also put a point if I'll be allowed to?
Please, you don't have to ask, you're allowed to. It's a meetup. Please feel free, anybody to share anything or ask anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, when I hear you, I really hear you, because I hear you from the point of view of a parent who has just begun and is very, very, doubtful. Yeah, whatever questions you're asking, that am I doing right, wrong? No, these are questions which are extremely valid and which is going to come in your mind very, very strongly. And it comes in my mind also. But I believe that in the last 1.5, 2 years or 2.5 years that I have been doing with my child, the fact that you are talking about having some routinized or formula way, to actually, like, it's going to be like, okay, I'm giving A plus B plus C, so it will be equal to the correct way ABC, or I am missing on D, so I have not subtracted D, or I have not added D. It means that things are not right, or things are not working perfectly. In that regard, I want to tell you something. The fact that you're exposing your child to whatever limited conditions you can, whether it's your wife taking out to the park, or the learning ability of a child is a bound, well, it's limitless. I have seen it in my daughter's case. Her sense of direction is so high that maybe as an adult, you and I will also not know how to reach back home from the park, but she knows it at this age. I don't know how she knows it. Even this is a learning. And being, again, I'm bringing it in, I'm sorry if I find, if you people find it too repetitive, but being an institution, whole life I used to teach kids the last 12 years that, beta, from washroom to classroom, this is the area, this is the way you have to do this. But then wasn't it? Never. Matlab, tried to guide their learning, but it never happened. And, whatever we wanted to teach our kids, or whatever I wanted to institutionalize them in or channelize it, it never happened. And it was supposed to be that a child needs to know the room from classroom to washroom. Itna to basic hai, bacche ko aana hi chahiye. That is how we look at things. But the child learns every second, every minute, every moment. My child. So I kind of get what they're talking, and I hope that I am being able to. You are able to relate to me. That don't worry. Here learning is happening, and what learning we are expecting, like them to know ABCD, XYZ, phonics and language and syllables and phonics and all that. Maybe all that will happen, but if the child would want it to happen, maybe the child would not want to know ABCD, but the child would straight away want to know nursery rhymes, or maybe the child would want to straight away know storytelling, because that is what the child feels good about. So it's not necessary that the child might be able to read an entire newspaper article which is published in English. But if the child has a knack for Hindi, and you're exposing to all the things that are surrounding you, and the child is, getting attracted towards it, the child will automatically want to go deeper into it. And I think that is the beauty that we can do in homeschooling, which we might not be able to do in school setup, because it becomes very difficult in a school setup. Sorry, I am taking too much of time. I'm sorry. I just started talking.
Thank God I found someone like me.
Yeah, more questions, more thoughts. Even if you have come into this meetup for the first time, please feel free to share your thoughts and questions, and keep coming. The meetup isn't about that you just come once. It's about understanding open learning, which takes a while, which takes some time, which takes a lot of interaction. So that's why we meet every Saturday. So just kind of putting that word in.
Santosh, I just want to ask you this. If somebody says from this group, Santosh?
Yeah. I think there are two Santosh in the group.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, the one that who was saying whether it's right or wrong, I just wanted to ask if somebody from the group says that something is wrong, how would you approach it? Like, I mean, because you will have your some definitions of right and wrong. So I was not able to understand what exactly right and wrong that you are confused about.
Yeah, I would again, yeah, I would again go back and think what are the input I got, right? I will give it a thought and then again take, like as a family, we will take a decision whether it is the thing for my child or not.
Okay. More questions? Feel free to even ask a child-specific question or a parent-specific question, or in general about open learning or Aarohi-specific question. Yeah, you can please feel free. I'm also
More from me.
putting in chat the various options of being part of Aarohi community. I'm just putting the links of the website. You can copy and look at them later.
So, Krish, one more from me.
Yeah, please.
So when I wanted my son to get exposure to one of the activities, right? I asked him, "Do you want to go for like say cricket or badminton or karate, whatever it is, or painting?" I asked him. So first response I get from is, "No, I'm scared. I don't want to go." So I've been living like this. Like I've been asking with a different arts kind of thing. So never I got a response like I want to try. So I'm always living at that point. So is it should I do something else or should I leave it at this point? I don't know. I'm just like anyone from the group can give me some thoughts.
Yeah, would anybody like to respond to that?
I think Santosh, there is no perfect answer here, but the thing is, it's not about asking, it's about if you just start doing things, you never know what works. So something that you like to do, you do that. When the child sees that you are loving it, probably child is more inclined to get involved into that, or something which the other friends are doing, or neighborhood where somebody is doing, maybe the grandparents are doing XYZ. So and when you start asking theoretically, you want to go for archery, just go there and just start doing archery. And if it works, it works. It doesn't work. It doesn't end here. If you tried 10 things, still after life doesn't end. There are many more things to explore. And if your child doesn't find a calling right now, maybe it's fine. Maybe someday, like I can talk for my daughter. She was into music earlier, keyboard. After a year, she kind of didn't feel like continuing it, pursuing it, and she dropped it. But after another couple of years, she wanted to do it again because she wanted to make some videos, and she started using the keyboard again, and that music thing came back. So there is no thing as in this is the end of it. So don't. This is what I feel. So don't get stuck into that. Just what your child likes. Probably just.
Okay, thanks.
Also, Santosh, I believe we are all acquire certain beliefs, certain way of looking at things. And then comes children in our life and they question literally every belief of ours. Right? We may believe this is important, but they will directly question that by saying no. So I guess that's the revival of our education, right? When children start. So I often say the parents, parenting is not about answering children. Parenting is all about understanding their questioning of us. What are they throwing at us? That becomes the interesting part. So I don't know if that's but that just makes very interesting. So when he's saying no, to me, that's a very interesting thought. Oh, what am I holding on to? Why is this so important to me? Why can't I just let that go and see how things evolve? Right? So on and so forth. So Yeah, and that can permeate into anything from food to, let's say, purchases to mathematics to swimming to anything in life. I may think of certain things in a certain way, but children are there to question us. And I think that's beautiful. And if you have many children around you, like we have at Aarohi community, then there are that many people to question. So then we enjoy that. We enjoy this whole questioning all the time. Why not? This way, that way, how, when, where. So it goes on, and that's the beauty of it. So if anybody likes more questions, come join the community. We'll have more people to ask you or question you.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to add another dimension to that, Santosh, that is there any end to exploration? As in, can we at any point in time or space set up a way in which us ourselves, forget the child, we would get get to know or get to see everything? It's not possible, right? So we make some choices based on what we can do, what we can afford to do, what we have resources for, what constraints we live with. So there will never be an ideal exposure level for anybody. As in, that ideal is what you have done with your life, right? Otherwise, it's always half glass. What is that? Glass half empty or whatever that is, right? So it'll always be half empty. Don't worry, or it'll be half full. It might be 3/4. It might be 5/5, but it will never be one. So yeah. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is that I also feel that we invariably become too child-centric, and we lose track of our own learning. And I go back to this point that I was sharing earlier, that if we are pursuing our own learning, if we are exposing ourselves to new things, learning new things and sharing it with them, co-creating that journey, when you do things with somebody, it's very infectious. And if they see you doing something, they also want to do that, right? I'm sure when you're driving a car, they will also want to drive the car. Even if the car is parked, they will go sit in the driver's seat and do the driving thing, right? So, maybe fix the car tire once, right? Or, do whatever you feel you want to learn and just do it with them. And that's a learning journey that I'm pursuing for my sake, not for the sake of my child, right? And they can see that I'm pursuing a journey. I'm thinking about it. I'm planning for it. I'm doing it. And then I'm reflecting on, oh, how did that work? Did I fix the tire properly? Is the car running properly? Right? So that's the kind of things that we would like to do as open learners, where we share our own journeys so that they can craft their own journeys, rather than us crafting a journey for them. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, we have about 10 more minutes, and then at 6 o'clock, we would have Ashwati with us. So we have, I'm sure, time for a few more questions or thoughts. People who have not said anything, shared anything, people who have walked in for the first time, just share something so that we get connected to you. If you can come on video today. I haven't seen the people. I can only see the list in the participant list, but I would like to at least have a little visual connect or an audio connect just to get a warm up with you. So yeah. Yeah, and feel free to ask anything. People are thinking what to talk about. That's interesting.
So let's just wanted to underline that this is the 150, almost 160th probably
159th,
time that we
yeah.
are doing this meetup, and almost all these sessions are recorded. You can find the recordings of these sessions online on the website. So feel free to check that out. Not feel free, please check that out, because you will get a lot of conversations. And it's not like it's an assignment, but it's more like that's a resource that's available. And not just the videos of these meetups, but there are a bunch of other videos, there are a bunch of other web pages, articles, blogs, and a lot of stuff that people have written and some commentary on that and stuff like that. So do check out aarohilife.org. I mean, Ratnesh has shared the links for joining the community as well. But we would strongly encourage you to go through the website and, scan through it, and feel free to ping us anytime, any questions. And of course, drop in on any Saturdays, 5 to 6. We are here discussing about Aarohi and open learning in general, and 6 to 7 typically we are there discussing about coversity and young adults doing open learning. Now, I was just thinking, Ratnesh, maybe we should have full adults also doing open learning separately.
Separately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to, since there's no question, so if you have a question, please pause me. Otherwise, I'm just taking the opportunity to talk about this whole concept of joining the community. Now, why would one want to be part of a community? So I just want to share that when we started off our journey, the first thing that we started doing after taking the decision that, yeah, we want to do open learning as a family, we started looking around for more people. And that was the best thing, because not almost, I would say 100%, everybody was so welcoming, so connecting. And it was like so nice to just connect with people. And within few months, we decided, yeah, I mean, this is so amazing. We should have a community where we can interact on a regular basis, do things, share things, support each other. And that's how the journey, this was like way back 2008. And it's like 2023, and the community continues with so many people who have been part of it. So Pranav, are you sharing something with us? Or maybe he's on a separate call, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of a community, and COVID gave us the opportunity to expand. So earlier, the community was only restricted to people who can and were wanting to come to the campus. But COVID opened up this whole new world of families from around the country, around the world. And we haven't looked back. It's continuing. Children, adults, parents with children, children with parents, all kinds of permutation, combination. And we have been thoroughly enjoying doing things, connecting, collaborating, guiding, mentoring each other. There have been children teaching children, children teaching adults, adults teaching children. By teaching, I don't mean in a formal way, in a informal way, very informal, or rather doing things together, let's say. We even had one parent who's a doctor who live casted just for us an operation that he was doing. So, we can go to that extreme. Yes, Vijay, you were not aware. Yes.
Yeah.
Sunil did that. So Sunil is a doctor in Mumbai, and and then later on, he answered our questions, because we were all curious. Why did you do that? How did you do that? And so on. So there can be so many things, when you're in a community, everybody is opening up to connect with each other. So the community isn't there to help you. The community is there for togetherness. For all you know, you may help others more than you will take help. So this giving and getting this equation, nobody bothers, because it's just the togetherness is so much fun. I think invariably that offers. So I just wanted to share that, because that's been the most beautiful and amazing part of open learning. So it's like a double cake, it's the open learning itself is so amazing. And on top of that, there is a beautiful community like Pranav and Preeti are from Mumbai. We have Viji, we have Prashant, I can see in the list, who are from Bangalore, and so many more families. So that's the whole idea. If you go to the recordings, you can listen to many other families sharing their journeys over the years. They could be from any city. So irrespective of from where you are, if you want to be part of the campus, yes, you can be part of the campus, but that is not kind of required to be part of the community. And this togetherness really helps, again, irrespective of the age and irrespective of who in the family participates more in the community. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to share that. But if anybody we still have 3 minutes. So one maybe last quick thought or question will be, we still have time for that. Okay, still quietness. Okay, so again, I'm taking an opportunity to just more to clarify. Some people ask me, okay, so what's the difference between open learning, homeschooling, unschooling, free schooling, free education, travel schooling, and so on? So precisely because there are so many names, I don't think any name means anything specific. It's how you want to, whatever name you want to give, your choice. And how you want to do it's your choice. You, as in your family, wants to do it is your choice. It just doesn't matter. Every family's journey, every child, every parent keeps evolving every day. In some ways, that is why so the journey is not the same, the process is not the same, the needs and wants are not the same. Everything is evolving all the time, which is one reason why we have named, or rather the reason why we have named our community as Aarohi. Aarohi means in Sanskrit evolving or growing, like you have Aro, Avro in music. So yeah, so that's expected, that yes, things will evolve, change, and so on. Okay. So it kind of looks like that more people are waiting for Ashwati to join in, but the latest update is she's stuck in some traffic, so she might be about 5 minutes late. That's what she said. So what I can do is, Aparna, are you around? Just no, by name she's not there. Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this 5 minutes to make a small, you can call it a presentation on Coversity. Again, by the time I load up the presentation, so you'll have to hear more of me, unfortunately. Yeah, let me anyway start the presentation. The idea is... Ashwati is there?
Just logged in.
There. Yeah, okay, super.
Hi, Ashwati.
Hello.
I was about to bore people with my speech.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, so yeah, so okay, and perfect time. Just give me one moment. I want to stop.